Have you ever noticed that the months when you're most stressed about money are the months when you pay the most in fees? Overdraft fees when your account runs low, interest charges when you can't pay your credit card in full, late fees when you're juggling which bill to pay first. It's not a coincidence, and it's not bad luck. There's a business model built around financial stress. Not in a villainous way, not in a conspiracy, just in the normal operation of how banks make money. They profit most when you're struggling most, and the structure is so normalized that most people never stop to see it clearly. Today, I want to show you exactly how this works. Not to make you angry, not to tell you to boycott banks, just to make the mechanism visible, because once you see it, you can stop participating in it. Let me tell you about Alex. He's 27. He lives in Atlanta. He works in sales for a software company. His base salary is $52,000, and with commission, he usually makes around $62,000 a year. Some months are good, some months are tight. After taxes, Alex brings home about $3,850 a month on average, though it varies with commission. His rent is $1,350 for a one-bedroom apartment. His car payment is $395. Insurance is $160. His student loan payment is $280. Groceries run about $350. Utilities are $95. Phone bill is $85, internet is $60, gym membership is $45, health insurance through work costs him $140 a month. That's $2,960 in fixed expenses. He has about $890 left for everything else: gas, clothes, going out, saving, unexpected costs. Most months, Alex is fine. Not comfortable, but fine. He pays his bills, he has a little left over. But then there are the other months. The months when his commission is low, or when his car needs new tires, or when he has to fly home for a family event, or when 3 different friends have birthdays in the same week. Let's walk through what happened to Alex last November. His commission that month was only $400 instead of his usual $1,200. So he brought home $3,050 instead of $3,850. Already he's $800 short of his normal budget. Then his car registration came due, $340, and he had to buy a plane ticket to visit his mom for Thanksgiving, $280. Now he's $1,420 short for the month. He doesn't have $1,420 sitting around, so decisions have to be made. Here's what Alex did, and here's where the banks start making money. First, he put the plane ticket on his credit card. He was going to pay it off, but then the car registration hit, and he only had $600 in his checking account. So he paid $300 toward the registration and put the other $40 on the credit card too. His credit card balance was already $1,800 from previous months of this exact same pattern. Now it's $2,120. The minimum payment on that card is $63, but if he only pays the minimum, the interest charge at 19.99% APR is about $35 that month. So of that $63 payment, only $28 actually reduces what he owes. The other $35 disappears to interest. But it gets worse. Alex's checking account is now low. He has about $200 left after paying his essential bills. Then he grabs coffee twice, buys groceries, fills up his gas tank, and suddenly he's at $40. He forgets about an automatic subscription charge for $15. His account goes to $25. Then his gym membership hits for $45. Overdraft. $35 fee. Now he's at negative $55 in his checking account, plus he owes the $35 fee. He deposits his next paycheck, but it's another low commission month. The cycle continues. By the end of November, Alex has paid $35 in credit card interest, $35 in overdraft fees, and he's further behind than he was at the start of the month. The bank made $70 off Alex in 1 month, not from providing him value, from him struggling. Let me show you how this compounds over a year. Alex pays an average of $35 a month in credit card interest because he can never quite pay the balance down. That's $420 a year. He overdrafts about 4 times a year, usually in the months when expenses spike. That's another $140 in fees. His credit card also has a $95 annual fee. Total, $665 a year going to the bank, not for a service, but for being financially tight. Now here's what most people don't realize. This isn't a side effect of banking. This is the core business model. Let me show you how banks actually make money. Most people think banks make money by holding your deposits and investing them. That's part of it, but the real money comes from interest and fees on people who are financially stretched. In 2023, the largest U.S. banks made over $12 billion in overdraft fees alone. Not from business loans, not from mortgages, from people like Alex who had $40 in their account and got hit with a $45 charge. Credit card interest is even bigger. The average American household with credit card debt pays about $1,380 per year in interest. Collectively, that's over $130 billion a year going to banks. Here's the key insight. Banks don't make much money from people with $10,000 sitting in their checking account. Those people don't overdraft. They don't carry credit card balances. They're not profitable customers. The profitable customers are the ones who are living paycheck to paycheck, the ones who occasionally slip up, the ones who carry balances and pay minimums and overdraft a few times a year. Alex is a profitable customer, not because he's using the bank's services well, because he's trapped in a cycle that generates fees. And the system is designed to make that cycle easy to fall into and hard to escape.
So why does Alex, and why do millions of people like him, stay in this pattern? There's a psychological phenomenon called present bias. Basically, our brains prioritize immediate needs over future costs. When Alex needs to buy that plane ticket, his brain is focused on getting home for Thanksgiving. The future interest charge feels abstract. The immediate need feels concrete. So the credit card comes out, and it makes sense in that moment. What else is he supposed to do? Not see his family? There's also something called cognitive load. When you're financially stressed, your brain is constantly calculating. Can I afford this? What bill can I delay? How much is in my account? This mental burden actually reduces your ability to make good long-term decisions because all your cognitive resources are spent managing the immediate crisis. Banks understand this, not in a malicious way, but in a structural way. Credit cards are designed to make spending easy and paying back hard. Overdraft fees hit automatically with no warning. Minimum payments are calculated to keep you in debt for years. The system isn't designed for you to win, it's designed for you to participate. And here's the cruelest part. The people who most need financial services pay the most for them. If you have money, banks pay you interest and waive fees. If you don't have money, banks charge you interest and add fees. It's expensive to be poor and profitable for banks. Let's project Alex's situation forward 5 years if nothing changes. He'll pay roughly $3,275 in bank fees and credit card interest over that time. That's money that doesn't buy him anything, doesn't build equity, doesn't invest in his future. It just evaporates. But the real cost is opportunity cost. If Alex could have invested that $655 per year instead of paying it to banks, in 5 years at a 7% return, he'd have about $3,800. In 10 years, $9,300. In 20 years, $28,000. That's what financial stress costs over a lifetime. Not just the fees you pay, but everything you could have built with that money instead. And the psychological cost is harder to measure, but just as real. The constant anxiety, the mental load of managing scarce resources, the shame of overdrafting, the stress of carrying debt you can't seem to pay down. All of this is profit for the banking system. Your stress is their revenue stream. So what do financially intelligent people do differently? They understand one fundamental truth. Banks profit from your lack of buffer. So the entire goal is to build a buffer, even a small one, that keeps you out of fee territory. Here's what that looks like practically. Instead of thinking about monthly budgets, they think about building a cushion. Even $500 in a checking account changes everything. It means an unexpected expense doesn't trigger overdrafts. It means you can pay your credit card in full most months. They also understand that credit cards are not emergency funds. They're tools that should be paid off every month.
The moment you start carrying a balance, you've entered the part of the system designed to extract money from you. And they automate protection. They set up alerts when accounts run low. They turn off overdraft protection so transactions just decline instead of triggering $35 fees. They pay more than the minimum on any debt, even if it's just $20 more, because they understand that minimum payments are designed to maximize bank profit, not pay off debt. Most importantly, they recognize that the goal isn't to be perfect with money. It's to have enough margin that imperfection doesn't cost you hundreds of dollars in fees. The system is designed to punish financial tightness, so the way out is to create looseness, even if it's small. Banks aren't evil, they're businesses operating within a structure that makes financial stress profitable. The problem isn't that fees exist, the problem is that the people who can least afford to pay them are the ones paying the most. If you're in Alex's situation, it's not because you're bad with money, it's because you're operating in a system where the margins are thin and the penalties for slipping are high. But now you see the mechanism. You see how banks make money when you struggle. You see that every fee you pay is profit for them and a loss for you. And once you see it, you can start making different choices. Not perfect choices, just choices that gradually move you away from being a profitable customer for the wrong reasons. If this changed how you think about banking and fees, consider subscribing. Clearly, calmly, no blame, just clarity. Thanks for watching.